Welcome to the Bloom Room.
Hey guys, it's Shanae Marie, host of the Bloom Room, where Black business blooms and stories shine. Today we are at Reinvent U Spa and Wellness, located at 1321 Bedford Avenue in Pikesville, Maryland, and owned by the beautiful and wonderful Frances Cuesta. I am so excited for this interview. I am so excited for you guys to see this space. Let's go.
Hi, Shanae. Welcome to Reinvent U Spa and Wellness.
Thank you. It's Shanae Marie, host of the Bloom Room, where Black business blooms and stories shine. Today I am at Reinvent U Spa and Wellness, located in Pikesville, Maryland, and owned by the one and only Frances Cuesta. Frances, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited for us to chat today.
Me too! Now, for those of you who do not know, she is a woman who wears many, many hats. And I'm just gonna quickly go down this list of hats, okay? Is that all right with you?
It's okay with me.
All right, here we go. Founder, CEO, herbalist, body contourist, wellness mindset coach, author, motivational speaker, vocational and desensitization counselor, self-care advocate, wife, mother, and grandmother. Wow. So obviously with all of these different titles, your story is something so powerful, and I am so excited to hear about it. But if we could just kind of start from the beginning. So tell me a little bit about how you first got your start in the health and wellness industry.
Well, I think the most interesting part about the story is that health and wellness was not even on the radar. At the time, if we fast forward back in the day, I was working as a director of an adolescent program, and I had a friend who was in the health and wellness, field. And at the time, we would have very interesting conversations about the connection between weight loss and the mind. And one day, based on the conversation, he asked me, have you ever considered coaching women who are trying to lose weight? I said, never really thought about that. And so that question kind of planted the seed. And then fast forward, I did begin working as a lifestyle health coach at his facility. And then that is where Reinvent U blossomed and was birthed. Because at that point, I got the entrepreneur
bug.
Yes, indeed. I was seriously bugged after a couple of years of doing it, in conjunction with someone else. Then I realized that this was something that I could grow. And so Reinvent U was birthed, and it was birthed from a space of just weight loss boot camps. That's the origin of Reinvent U.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it used to be called Reinvent U Boot Camps,
yes.
Right? Was that what you first started
yes,
with? Okay.
That was the original name. Reinvent U has been in existence. That's what's birthed. What has changed through the different chapters of my entrepreneurship is the actual connecting names, but it's always been Reinvent U. Reinvent U always resonated with me as it relates to the mind, body, and spirit, because they're all so interconnected. And in order for us to be whole, we literally have to be receptive to reinventing ourselves, our mind, our body, our spirit.
Yeah. It's a constant reinvention of self.
Absolutely.
I love that. what does the word reinvention mean to you? And how do you talk about reinvention to your clients?
Reinvention to me it's layered, right? It's layered because, again, it is interconnected with the mind, body, and spirit. And so being able, number one, to be receptive to change, right? Because that's what reinvention is the ability to be receptive to change, the ability to be receptive to evolve, right? It is so important for us as adults that we have an open spirit to grow. Because if you are not willing to change and you're not willing to evolve, then you're telling me you're not willing to grow. Yeah. And growth is a necessity in life.
Yeah. I feel like it's part of our purpose in being here is to constantly evolve and grow.
Absolutely. We were not created on this earth to remain stagnant, to flatline, right? Yeah. If someone flatlines, that's it. They're gone. Yeah. There is, sometimes they get and bring them back, right? And that's where your reinvention phase kicks in, right? Is when you flatline and you believe and you don't believe that, I can change, I can evolve, I can be better, I can do better, okay? But then something in your life pivots, something in your life, whether it's a bad experience, good experience, something happens. Yep. And they put that on your chest and you breathe again, that's now your time to pivot, to change, to evolve, to grow, to be better. Point blank. Period.
Now, we chatted a little bit off camera before this started, and you told me that you are now, you said that you've taken on different titles. Of course, it still remains Reinvent U Spa and Wellness, but you want to start emphasizing detox. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, because, part of being able to be healthy, whether it's mind, body, and spirit, we have to be able to remove those toxicities that are within us. And toxicity can be actually in the brain, it can be in our lungs, it can be in our gastrointestinal areas, and it affects our ability to be healthy. It affects our ability to think. It is connected with increase in Alzheimer's. So when we learn the power of detoxification, it allows us to free our bodies of these toxins that attach themselves to us. And we wonder why we have these different diagnoses. We go from being healthy and now we can't eat certain foods. We run to the bathroom after we eat. Our lungs are congested with mucus. Our ability, sinus issues tends to be a prominent issue now. Everybody now has sinus issues. But if we only knew that is all connected with parasites.
Yeah, parasites, that word scares me. I think I've been on too many TikTok. I've seen so many TikTok videos and people take the pills that kind of shed their body of it. I know you do wellness products. Do you have products that currently support parasites? Or just overall, tell me a little bit about your products and services.
Well, absolutely. I don't just focus on parasites. We do have other services and products that is for the wholeness of mind, body, and spirit. So we address if you have insomnia, we have a tea, we have the spray, magnesium spray that you put underneath,
You know what I'm about to say. You know what? I swear by it, y'all. I am someone who suffers from insomnia, and I came to her and she gave me the tea, she gave me the spray, and then there's an oil. So there's a dream oil, magnesium spray, and then what is the name of the tea?
The good night tea.
The good night tea. 5-10 minutes later, I am knocked out. And sometimes it wasn't for me about just having a hard time falling asleep. I had a hard time staying asleep. Not only can I now fall asleep, I am now staying asleep and I am feeling well rested in the morning. And I know a lot of you guys could benefit from it. I know as entrepreneurs, we have so many tabs open in our brain. We carry a load that so many people don't see, and that keeps us up at night, literally. If you are looking for a serious remedy for that from a natural standpoint, instead of taking these pills at night, doing things that just maybe aren't too healthy for you, please contact Frances.
So a lot of the service kind of connect with one another along with the product. So for example, if someone comes to me and says, I've been diagnosed with this particular ailment, and one of the first things that I'm going to look at is your lymphatic system. When was the last time you unclogged your lymphatic system?
And for people who don't know, can you give us, what is lymphatic?
So our lymphatic system is the ability for the body. We have lymph nodes and we have major lymph nodes. And one of the major lymph nodes is right here, under our underarms, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that if you're not sweating, you're not releasing toxins out of your body. Another big lymph node is down below, right? In the front and in the back. Mm-hmm. And if you're not urinating enough, drinking enough water, you're not flushing those toxins out of your body.
They're here too, right? Like, is that like the sinus?
Yes. So you have lymph nodes here. You actually have lymph nodes all over your body. Mm-hmm. But you have major ones that their purpose is to remove those toxins out of your body. So you want all those toxins to kind of be moved into those larger lymph nodes. And so a lymphatic massage, for example, that is what I do. So a lymphatic massage, we are moving the fluid, we are moving those toxins into that lymphatic node. So that way you can drink water, you can pee it out, you can poop it out, and you can sweat it out. But if those three areas are clogged, can you imagine every day, just from an environmental perspective, we breathe in toxin, we touch something, we put it under our nose, it's toxicity. If we walk barefooted on a floor, we're gaining toxicity through our feet. So we are constantly in a state of toxicity. So the question is, how do we get this toxicity out of us? So the first thing that I would recommend prior to getting on tincture, prior to beginning any type of detoxification regimen, number one should be that lymphatic massage. Okay. Because first thing you want to do, one of the first things we do in a lymphatic massage is we pump. We literally pump to open them up. Right? And so once you get that lymphatic massage, then you can start going and, drinking a lot of water. After a lymphatic massage, I tell my clients, for the next 48 hours, your homework is to drink a lot of water, because we want to be able to flush all those toxins that I moved into the lymphatic area. I need you to flush them out.
Now, we spoke a little bit off camera, and you did share with me that herbalism and just going the natural route of things kind of stems from your childhood, that it's more than just something that you came to love as an adult. Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So my great-grandmother was, back in the day, wasn't labeled an herbalist, but that's exactly what she was. She had her garden, at least my mom tells me, my mom would share that she had her own garden, and when she would cook and she would make remedies, she literally would go out to the back, pull those plants and create those remedies. So of course, my mom was raised by my grandmother the majority of her life. And so my mom practiced a lot of what she saw and she experienced. And so therefore, that experience was then given to my brother and I. And so when you're young, you don't appreciate it. at all. You just don't appreciate. Mom, I have a stomach ache. Oh, here's some chamomile tea.
Right.
Mom, I'm feeling anxious. I'm taking a test. Oh, here's some linden leaf.
But I'm sure she's not pulling out the bags of tea that's already made. She's whipping out them herbs.
Yes. So at that
incredible.
time, yes, it was those bag of herbs, and I was very familiar. And as I transitioned into my adolescent years, it was interesting that I saw myself doing the same thing.
Right.
Even when I was in college, I would have my little bags of herbal teas, and when I had a stomach ache or I knew I had a major test, I would basically go and get these particular herbs and make my tea, and woosah, it worked, right? It still worked.
Yeah.
And so, moving forward into adulthood, it was only, kind of ordained that I was going to end up in that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember what really, really pushed me into herbalism was when my mom got sick and there didn't seem to be an answer for her condition. And that's when I thought, oh my goodness, I wonder if from an herbal aspect, I can do something to help her.
Yeah.
And while it didn't, from a sake of longevity, what it helped me realize was that was a gift, a hidden gift that I was given as a child, but never discovered it until I became an adult.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. Oh. It's a beautiful gift. That's a beautiful, beautiful gift. And, her legacy lives on. You are so passionate about it. You've made yourself so knowledgeable. You've taken this to heights that, for her, it was just taking care of herself and her family. For you, you're now taking care of the community. You're spreading knowledge amongst the community. This has now become so much bigger. And that is such a beautiful thing. And I'm sure it's hard to talk about, but thank you so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
What personal experiences shaped your passion for wanting to help people and diving so deep into the wellness field? What would you say did it for you?
Again, it's attached to a personal journey, a personal trauma to some extent, because I was put in a position as a child to take care of my brother at a very young age, because I had a sister who was born with Down syndrome and developed a renal dysfunction on top of the fact that she had a cardiac issue. And so she was always in and out of the hospital. So I had to learn how to survive on my own. I had to learn how to thrive on behalf of my brother, who couldn't thrive because he was too young on his own. And so I had to basically become an adult at a young age. I learned at a young age the power of taking care of someone else. And so that has been with me for many years. And so it was only natural that I eventually moved into an occupation that was all about taking care of people, nourishing, empowering them.
Or even giving them the tools to better take care of themselves.
Absolutely. And that's, that self-care advocate, that's one of the titles that I love the most, is being able to give women the tools to, number one, understand the power of self-care. And number two is to understand that, yes, it's okay to take care of other people, but you have to put yourself first.
What would you say has been the most rewarding experience since opening Reinvent U? Now, I know Reinvent U was established, if I'm not mistaken, 2013? 2014, thank you. What would you say, that's been quite some time. What has been the most rewarding experience thus far on your journey?
I can't specifically pinpoint one, right? Because every day when I walk through that door, there's a smile on my face. There's a smile on my face when I hear the testimony of someone who may have gotten, let's say, a lymphatic massage, is following a regimen, and they come to me and they say, I feel so much better. Or someone who's been diagnosed with hypertension and decides to go down the herbal route and they say to me, my blood pressure is stabilized. Or somebody that comes to me and says, my feet have been hurting because I have neuropathy. And because I get the foot detox, oh my goodness, my pain has diminished. Every day when I hear those types of testimony, it reminds me of why I started Reinvent U.
Frances, what a wonderful conversation this has been. I have really enjoyed just hearing all about Reinvent U, hearing a little bit about your story. It's just powerful. If you could give one bit of advice to whether aspiring entrepreneurs or maybe new entrepreneurs, what would you tell them?
Do it scared. Because when you get the thought of being an entrepreneur, a lot of times it's very scary, and we push back on our timeline, and we're like, no, we're going to do it. I'm going to push 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to do it 4 weeks. 4 weeks from now, I'm going to do it, in 6 months. Do it scared. Most of us do it scared. Most successful entrepreneurs do it scared. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself a mentor. So if I want to open up a spa and wellness center, I'm going to go find me a mentor that already has a successful spa and wellness center. So that way I can be taught and I can see the steps that she took or he took to get there. So do it scared, find yourself a mentor, and keep yourself organized. And understand that being scared is going to happen at the beginning, it's going to happen at the middle, and it's going to happen at the end. There were many, many times, Shanae, that, things happen. COVID happened, right?
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to pivot. And that is a very big part of entrepreneurship.
Pivoting.
We all have a vision of how we perceive our business should go. But sometimes life happens that it's completely out of our control.
Yep.
And we have to have the ability to pivot. Had I not pivoted in the midst of COVID, I would not be here right now. The doors of Reinvent U Spa Wellness would have been closed.
Yeah.
But what did I do, and what was I able to do in the middle of COVID? I was able to grow.
Yeah.
I was able to create the spa and wellness because I started out just with the wellness, but I was able to expand, have 2 different spaces, one for the wellness and one for the spa. Yeah. And that came from my ability to pivot and not get stuck on the idea that this is the way the vision is supposed to be.
Right.
No, sometimes you have to take that vision,
adjust,
and move it around and be able again to pivot so it can lead you right back to success.
Yeah, powerful. Now, if you guys are wondering, why does she look so familiar to me? I've heard this name, I've heard Reinvent U. It is because you guys have seen her all up and down the Buy Black Networking Baltimore page. She is a part of the admin team, as I am a moderator, but she is a part of the admin team. You will constantly see her posting different events that are coming up for Reinvent U. But you also do Wellness Wednesday vitamins, and they can expect that every single Wednesday.
Absolutely.
And what is it? Can you tell us a little bit about what they can expect on Wellness Wednesday vitamins for those who haven't seen it?
It's just a wellness topic that I choose that I feel is very relevant at the moment, and I just give you the tools, the education, and the tools to know more about whatever subject we're talking about, because knowledge is power, but knowledge has no power unless it's shared. So that is my passion behind the Wellness Wednesday vitamin, is my ability to take information that I know and share it with you guys, give you the tools so that you can take those tools and implement them in your lives.
Now, speaking of being all up and down the timeline, I saw that something is coming up. There's an event in October. I believe it's for breast cancer. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell us all the details, because I know it is a community event. Tell us.
It is, and I get so excited every time I get the opportunity to talk about this event. It is our 8th annual All Boobs Matter community event. It is an outdoor event. We have vendors, we have performances, we have special guests, we have special DJs. It is an amazing, amazing event. And every year it gets better and greater. But the best part about the event is we're able to honor 5 survivors of breast cancer. And more importantly, we get to honor a warrior. What defines a warrior is someone who is actively in treatment for breast cancer. And we honor them. And you're like, well, why 5? Are you really making an impact, with just 5? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because it's the message that we are generating across, that everyone matters. When it comes to breast cancer, it doesn't care if you're wealthy, if you're poor, if you're middle class. It doesn't matter what your title is. Breast cancer does not discriminate.
Yeah.
And the message that we want to get across is that we want to, number one, educate on self-checks and making sure that women want to make sure that they have the tools to know, number one, where to get mammograms, the knowledge behind the self-check exams, and making sure that those who are diagnosed with breast cancer, that they understand that they are never alone. You are absolutely never alone. There is a family, there is a village, there are so many resources out there to support your journey. And All Boobs Matter is just a small portion, it's a small percentage of helping them understand that they are never alone.
And when is this event?
The event is October 19th. It begins at 2:30. Again, it is in the parking lot of Reinvent U Spa Wellness. It is a free event. I'm going to say that again. It is a free event. But you must go online to get your complimentary ticket. So make sure that you visit www.reinventu, and that's with the letter U, spawellness.com.
And I'll be sure to add this into the caption, guys. So just check out the caption. I'm also going to circulate the flyer that she currently has up into this video. So screenshot it if need be, but support this amazing event. I mean, like she said, it's free.
We're asking everyone to please bring lawn chairs because the event is from 2:30 to 6, but we have performances, we have singers, we have dignitaries that will be there. We have special guests that will be there. Our mistress of ceremony is Corinthia Barber, and many of you know her. She is the commissioner for the Maryland ports. She has one heck of a resume behind her, so I'm so excited that she has agreed to be the mistress of ceremony. And we have just an itinerary, a packed itinerary of just fun, caring, touching moments.
Now, our interview is kind of coming to a close, and I know we spoke so much on the detox side of things, the herbal products, but tell us a little bit about your other services. I know you have this beautiful spa side, and then you have this fitness side of things. If you could just quickly tell us a little bit about that, and if they want more information, of course, go to her website.
Well, we offer an array of services. So we offer personal training, we offer group fitness classes, we offer wellness mindset coaching, we offer the spa, and under the spa umbrella, it is an array from massages to facials to herbal foot soaks to lymphatic massages. And then we also offer the different products, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Your list of hats, that's one thing we did not mention. You're also a personal trainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we mentioned that you're a wife, a mom, and a grandma. But what our audience does not know is that she's actually my mom.
Yep.
So this whole time when she bust out crying, y'all, that's my grandmother she's crying about. I'm like, oh God. And this entire time I had to pretend like I didn't know anything that's going on. Like I'm not her biggest fan coming up in here. But yes, guys, Frances Cuesta is my mom. It has been so awesome being able to interview you. So thank you so much, Mom.
And thank you, daughter, for interviewing me. You have, I will say, a tremendous skill when it comes to your skill set of interviewing, ma'am. You do. So I wish you the absolute success in growth as you move forward with the Bloom Room.
The Bloom Room.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is Shanae Marie. This is Frances Cuesta, owner of Reinvent U Spa Wellness. And this has been the Bloom Room, guys, where Black business blooms and stories shine. If you would like to be interviewed, if you'd like to share your story, please contact me via email at theoryandbloom@gmail.com. Big thank you to the Buy Black Networking Baltimore group and Theory of Bloom for sponsoring this series. Until next time, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to this special Bloom Room, Entrepreneur Edition with Frances Cuesta, owner of Reinvent U Spa Wellness, and my mom. Follow her online and catch her Wellness Wednesday vitamin every week with Buy Black Networking Baltimore. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Bloom Room TV. If you'd like to be featured, email me at theoryandbloom@gmail.com. The Bloom Room is brought to you by Buy Black Networking Baltimore and Theory and Bloom, where Black business blooms and stories shine.